eventually becoming beautiful through context. Even fractured notes belong somewhere. Even trembling hands can conduct meaning. The unfinished heart still carries rhythm, even while cracking open. Play me like I am still becoming, not repair, perfectly integrated. Honestly, let every scar alter the arrangement. Let every silence teach the orchestra new breath. One broken sound can redirect an entire composition. One surviving voice can keep the movement alive. If we bend instead of shattering completely, we discover music hidden inside adaptation. This is the miracle no one mentions. The symphony deepens after loss. Sometimes an instrument disappears unexpectedly. A chair sits empty beneath the stage light. The absence vibrates louder than sound itself. Threads pulling loose across the ensemble. You cannot replace certain frequencies. Some voices alter the architecture permanently. The orchestra learns grief physically, through hesitation, through imbalance, through missing weight. The audience hears imperfection immediately. A stumble in tempo, a wounded transition, but survival often sounds unfinished while occurring. Still the remaining players continue carefully adjusting breath, redistributing melody, finding new ways to carry what remains. Not every composition begins beautifully. Some are written in hospital rooms, in grief-struck kitchens, and sleepless apartments where loneliness echoes louder than language. Yet even shattered music leaves resonance behind. Even silence becomes part of the arrangement eventually. What survives us is not perfection. It is the willingness to keep playing despite capable of resonance. Let the broken and the luminous coexist openly. They were never enemies to begin with. We compose ourselves through collision, through timing mistakes, through grief adapting into wisdom, slowly enough to breathe. No life remains perfectly in tune forever. Still the orchestra rises night after night. Still trembling hands lift the bow again. Still the music reaches across impossible distances. Whenever people dare vulnerability together, and suddenly what sounded like noise alone becomes transcendence shared collectively. A cracked heart still carries rhythm. A fractured life still carries song. Sometimes harmony is simply surviving long enough to hear the others join in. They warned me what I would become if I stopped apologizing for surviving. Turns out they were right. I spent years sinking my teeth for comfort, softening every instinct into something socially edible. But suppression ferments strangely. Eventually, even silence develops claws. You called me difficult the first time I refused to kneel gracefully. Called me dangerous when obedience stopped fitting my bloodstream. Funny thing about monsters, most are engineered slowly, built from repeated cornering, from tenderness punished often enough to mutate. Now the fire remains visible, no mythology left to sanitize it, no mask polished for your reassurance, only appetite wearing confidence openly. 1, 2, 3, 4. You fear me now because I learned fear too intimately to worship it anymore. Burn it down, every room built from forced submission, tear through the architecture that mistook captivity for love. This prison was always yours, not mine. I was simply born inside it. Yes, I became the monster in your cautionary tale, the woman who stopped bleeding quietly for approval. You call it corruption, I call it consciousness, sharpened into survival. I accept the darkness without asking forgiveness from the light, accept the hunger, the rage, the beautiful asymmetry of becoming. No leash remains around my throat now, only thunder learning how to speak with my voice. You threw me downward expecting collapse, I built a throne from the impact crater instead, ash beneath the fingernails, victory hidden inside every scar tissue. See, monster good, that means your categories finally failed to contain me. Isolation became sacramental after a while, a private cathedral free from performance. I drink solitude like ceremonial wine now, no audience required, no permission slip signed by trembling hands, still terrified of untamed women. The voices in my head once hunted me relentlessly, now even they step carefully. The creature they try to suppress, learn how to command the room. The monsters ran first. That's the irony no one discusses. Once I stopped fearing my own reflection, everything built on intimidation collapsed inward. I became what survived the cruelty. Not holy, not harmless, just impossible to control anymore. Burn it down, door to door, memory to memory. Let the old world choke on the smoke of its expectations. I was never your pet, your cautionary daughter, your compliant disaster. I am the queen beneath the foundation itself. Yes, I wear the title now openly, monster, demon, tyrant, flame. Not because destruction defines me, but because survival without permission transformed me. Look closely, this is what happens when fear loses ownership of a person. The hunted learns the geometry of power. The silenced become catastrophic when they finally speak. Bad? Perhaps. Free? Entirely. Monstrous. Beautifully. You wanted me tame enough to survive quietly. Instead, I became unforgettable. Inside every heartbeat, there's a hidden city of emotions, passing notes to one another through light, memory, and breath. Joy arrives first in pastel colors, bubblegum dawn spilling across bedroom walls. A melody skipping barefoot through the nervous system, turning ordinary mornings cinematic. She lives in sugar-sweet laughter and spinning under supermarket lights at midnight, and the impossible courage of believing tomorrow might feel brighter. Every smile leaves constellations briefly visible. Every small wonder rewrites gravity. The soul expands easiest when delight contradiction. We speak in tears, we speak in laughter, we speak through trembling hands, reaching for connection. The universe translates us through feeling joy beside grief, love beside fear. No emotion arriving by mistake, everyone a star inside the atlas of the soul. Sorrow enters wearing rain glass perfume, soft enough to cradle broken memories carefully. She reminds the body that mourning exists because love once mattered enough to wound us. And love arrives luminous and terrifying, all midnight constellations and shaking breath. It folds strangers into orbit around one another, asks vulnerability to become sacred. Anger follows like electric weather, neon lightning.
Of course my mic's muted. Didn't even double check that. I was talking to myself. It's me. I'm doing good, just recalibrating. Haven't been needed for work in 24 hours. So I am recalibrating to the last 6-7 weeks of helping out and to actually not actually need to help for a change. Again? Oh, of course it did. Let's see. Why did it do that? It did it to me earlier and I thought I fixed it. OBS did just have an update, so I don't know if that's part of the issue. Let's see. The only thing I didn't do was restart my computer, so that might be a part of the problem. Let's see. Or this is because it's an old version. Let's try at that one. No, that's still technically frozen. Okay, so that didn't work. Yes. Let me go into my computer settings then. Still blinking after everyone else has gone home. Yeah, I probably will have to, but I want to see if I can do it before. Because sometimes I don't have to do a computer restart. The heart keeps composing. Let's see. Despite everything. Well, it's working on my actual computer, and I've already restarted OBS twice. Gratitude softens the architecture of pain. Reminds us how fast existence truly is. And nostalgia turns memory into stained glass. This is the language older than words themselves. The trembling human symphony beneath every life. We are not broken. Let's see if just making a brand new thing works. We are alive enough to sing. And do that. Unfinished, still glowing. We can work with that. Somewhere between heartbeats, the next song begins. Haha. Let's see if that freezes again. I had to create just a whole new thingy madoober for OBS. Right now, it's going to be chatting. I had originally thought about gaming, maybe try and see if I can beat Blueprints, and if I do game, it'll be in a couple hours. But right now, it's mostly just going to be me trying to organize some stuff.
work on a few other things. I got 2 kids going to school here in an hour. And then the other 2 start school tomorrow. I got Patreon content I'm behind on because of work. Plus I need to get some scheduling stuff done for videos that are sitting waiting on me. Yeah, I just the hotel work or the creative work. We'll need to kind of split that up. Because I can tell you how work's going, but without all the sensitive details of work. But I think it's the creative workflow you're asking on more or less. Come on, computer. No, I don't want to rename you. Alright, I mean, as far as work's going, the real life, non-digital stuff's going, that's decent. Had new managers and stuff hired about almost 2 months ago, so adjusting to that, and my new manager is very, what's a good word to give her? Because she's nice, don't get me wrong. A lot of the issues with work is just corporate stuff that I don't like understanding, that I understand how corporate works. Alright, maybe it is my computer. Maybe I got too much running, which I shouldn't. Let me do a computer restart and then I'll have the stream back up. Because it might be an update that OBS just did and a computer restart.